What's happening around the world and what's happening here at home? A very good evening and welcome to Weekend Primetime News. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Sandro Ferdinando. The dawn of the new year is just upon us and we have an exciting news bulletin stored just for you. But before that, let's take a quick look at your headlines for tonight.
Sinhala and Tamil New Year to dawn in a few minutes. 4,500 events to celebrate the New Year across Sri Lanka. Police says no alcohol allowed at musical festivals. 917 prisoners pardoned in line with the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Fisherfolks protest in Sirasa intensifies. Uncertainty surrounding the election will affect Sri Lanka's development. A warning from the Asian Development Bank.
As mentioned earlier, the dawn of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year is just around the corner.
The dawn of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year is marked when the sun moves from the house of Pisces or Meena Rashiya to the house of Aries or Mesha Rashiya. The auspicious time or Punya Kaliya began at 2:41 p.m. today. Sri Lankans engaged in religious activities during the Punya Kaliya. Special religious observances were held at temples across Sri Lanka. The Sinhala and Tamil New Year will dawn in a few more minutes at 9:05 p.m. The auspicious time to prepare meals is at 11:06 p.m. Astrologers say that it is wise to light the hearth clad in blue-colored clothes while facing the direction of south, and to prepare milk rice mixed with jaggery and sweetmeats with sesame seeds. Commencing work, exchanging of gifts and partaking in meals is fixed for tomorrow at 12:06 a.m. and should be done so clad in blue-colored clothes facing the direction of south. The time for anointing oil is fixed for Monday at 10:17 a.m. and should be done so clad in white while facing the direction of south. Leaving for work is fixed for Wednesday at 6:52 a.m. and should be done so clad in green-colored clothes while facing north when leaving the house.
Sinhala and Tamil New Year 2024.
As the vibrant colors of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year fills the air, Newsfirst extends its warmest wishes to all of you. May this year bring you and your loved ones an abundance of happiness, good health and prosperity. We wish you a joyous celebration filled with cherished traditions and new beginnings.
In his message for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year, President Ranil Wickremesinghe said, "During the Sinhala and Tamil New Year, we engage in a profound renewal of self, centering our focus on nurturing bonds and fostering a sense of gregariousness." He added, quote, "In the dawn of the new year, social relations and solidarity emerge as fundamental pillars essential for steering our nation forward along the path of progress and prosperity," unquote. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena in his message for the New Year said, "The contribution of the farming community to provide Sri Lankans with the nutrition they need at a time when the country was facing an economic and food crisis should be recognised." Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa in his message for the New Year said, "The time has come for all of us to join hands as one to get rid of the existing bankruptcy and make our country a country with a self-sufficient economic pattern and create a proud nation with peace, happiness and comfort." He went on to say, quote, "We have a huge challenge to put an end to the new normalization in the country and to reintroduce the life standard that existed some time ago." The Mahanayaka Theras of the three sects bestowed their blessings for the dawn of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year.
It is only through the unity of everyone and collective efforts that we can develop this country. We need to take that to heart. We should set aside all differences and develop together. We especially highlight the fact that we must conduct ourselves in a manner that would protect everyone. We need to continue our age-old traditions, protect them and develop ourselves through our culture and religion. It is then that the country can develop. That is what we have to do during this Sinhala and Tamil New Year. If this can be done, this country would become prosperous. We would like to remind everyone to celebrate the Sinhala and Tamil New Year together with everyone. Treat your elders with respect, act religiously, and try to make your lives more meaningful. You may be facing difficulties in purchasing new clothes and preparing festive meals this time around. We kindly request everyone to be patient and to engage in the traditional activities at the auspicious times and spend this new year well. During this Sinhala and Tamil New Year, we will be able to embark on a new journey with our lives, our actions and our thoughts without causing any harm to anyone else. Our lives should have an aim, a journey, and we must create in ourselves positive thoughts. We need to take care of our elders and parents. From the bottom of my heart, I wish that we will be able to do all of these things and be able to celebrate the new year with peace and happiness.
917 prison inmates received special state amnesty today for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. The pardoned inmates left the prison premises this morning. A special program was also implemented today for the inmates and visitors to celebrate the Sinhala and Tamil New Year.
Special security arrangements have been put in place in line with the New Year celebrations. Police spokesperson DIG Nihal Thalduwa said that the police department expects to get the support of civil defence committees as well.
අලුත් අවුරුදු උත්සව මේ වන විට සංවිධානය වෙලා තියෙනවා.
2,804 New Year festivals have been organized. Also 1,285 musical shows, 51 fairs and 181 other celebrations have been organized. In total, approximately 4,500 events have been organized. We have provided security for all of these events that we have been informed of. Approximately 400 officers of the Tri-Forces and 500 officers from the Police Special Task Force have been deployed for these operations. In addition, we have deployed about 14,000 police officers to provide security during the festive season. We have informed these officers to also focus on the use of drugs. Also, many individuals attempt to bring in alcohol at musical festivals. We will not be allowing them to consume alcohol in such open spaces. The organizers of these events should also be mindful about these matters.
සංගීත සම්දර්ශන පැවැත්වෙන ස්ථානවලට එවැනි ස්ථානවලට ඇවිල්ලා මත්පැන් පානය කිරීමට විවෘත පරිසරයේ මත්පැන් පානය කරන්නට අපි අවස්ථාව ලබා දෙන්නේ නැහැ.
While all of us enjoy the festive season, there is an unfortunate rise in road accidents and emergencies. To ensure a joyous celebration for everyone, remember to prioritize safety. Drive cautiously, especially on long journeys to visit loved ones. Remember, never drink and drive. As a driver, it is your responsibility to be sober. And passengers, you have the right to refuse a ride from someone under the influence. Don't forget to always obey speed limits. Enjoy swimming, but prioritize safety by being cautious near water bodies. Fireworks are a festive highlight, but remember to follow safety guidelines. Always supervise children when using fireworks. Happy Sinhala and Tamil New Year, Sri Lanka. Celebrate responsibly and make it a memorable one.
Newsfirst with the people. Life is a collection of moments. When you're tired and you reached your limit. When you're hurt and everything brings you down. When you're happy and nothing can bring you down. Life is a collection of moments. Jones Gold Blend Tea. For life's every moment.
ඔසප්‍රීම ඔබේ සෞඛ්‍ය කොටසක්. ඉතින් ඇයි ඔබය ඔබේ පවුලේ අයගෙන් හංගන්නේ? ඊවා විශ්වාසයෙන් පෙරමුණේ.
Welcome back. Tensions ran high during a protest staged by Fisherfolk in Sirasa today. The situation arose when a former Pradesh Sabha member of the Sri Lanka Pudujana Peramuna arrived at the site of the protest.
A protest was staged today at the Sirasa junction, where fisherfolk voiced their objection against the increase in the prices of fishing equipment and also fisheries imports. Representatives of the All Ceylon Fisheries Federation were present during the protest today.
The officials in the government are preparing to make this a permanent inauspicious time. We as fisherfolk will fight against this. Still, there are people who speak on behalf of the Pohot tour and cozy up to Ranil Wickramasinghe.
The former vice chairman of the Veligama Pradeshia Sabha from the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Susantha Jalat, arrived at the site of the protest. The situation at the protest site got tense thereafter.
At a time when the tourism sector in the country is slowly catching up, these protests staged by them will drive away foreign tourists. We have tied up more than 200 boats on the shore. Fisherfolk are unable to refuel their boats and as a result are unable to take home at least a kilo of rice. That is how helpless the fisherfolk are. Fish is being imported from overseas and because of that, we don't get a fair price for our catch.
The police later intervened and quelled the unrest.
Up next is Action TV.
Engineering service departments are functioning under all 9 provincial councils in the country. The speciality in the Western Provincial Council is that since its inception in the year 1989, the duties of the Engineering Service Department in the Western Province was vested with the Engineering Organisation of the Western Provincial Council. However, After 21 years, another notable change was brought about by the Provincial Minister of Road Development at the time, Nimal Lanza. He presented a proposal to the Western Provincial Council to move all duties vested with the engineering organisation of the Western Provincial Council under the Provincial Road Development Authority, that is under his portfolio. Nimal Lanza, in his proposal, stressed that it is imperative that these duties be transferred to ensure that procurement for projects can be conducted outside the accepted procurement process. The content of this proposal speaks volumes about the transparency of Nimal Lanza. The Chief Provincial Council Secretary at the time, presenting his observations on the proposal, advised the Council against vesting the duties carried out by over 400 experienced professionals in the engineering organisation to the Provincial Road Development Authority. However, the Western Provincial Council had approved the proposal of Nimal Lanza, and since then the Provincial Road Development Authority had been awarding contracts for projects in the province based on political biases. Since 2015, the Provincial Road Development Authority was a tool used by a few to line their pockets. Although the oversight of the Provincial Council building in Battaramulla was vested with the Provincial Road Development Authority, the construction of this building was only done successfully after the engineering organisation of the Western Province intervened. However, the Provincial Road Development Authority had credited the monies to one of their accounts and charged a massive sum of money for providing oversight for the construction of the building in Battaramulla. In addition to opening the floodgates for corruption through opting out of the accepted procurement procedure, the other biggest wrong perpetrated by the Provincial Road Development Authority is awarding large-scale projects to unsuitable contractors. As Action TV had revealed twice before, the project to construct the Avisavela District General Hospital, estimated to cost 12 billion rupees, is a good example of this. The Central Advisory Body on Engineering, who were vested with the duty of overseeing the construction of this project and having an experience in such matters spanning over 30 years, said that the architectural plan for the project was drawn up without a proper understanding of the project. In addition, the Provincial Road Development Authority has still been unable to complete the construction of the swimming pool complex at the Minuwangoda Regiranatunga Vidyalaya that began in 2015. It is evident that those who vested the responsibility of overseeing the construction of the General Hospital in Avisavela to the Provincial Road Development Authority, when the Provincial Road Development Authority couldn't even complete the simple construction of a swimming pool, had done so with scant disregard to the lives and the well-being of patients who would visit the hospital. One girl lost her life and 5 others were injured in November last year due to this same irresponsible behavior of provincial officials in similar construction projects. This incident was swept under the carpet after reports were compiled citing natural phenomenon as the reason for the death of this child, and her life was valued at a meager 200,000 rupees. Would continuing the construction of the Avisavela General Hospital under the Provincial Road Development Authority be an invitation to more danger to the lives of the general public? Chief Secretary of the Western Province, for your attention.
The Asian Development Bank has said there might be a potential decline in Sri Lanka's economic prospects due to the uncertainty surrounding the next elections in the country. Here's the Newsfirst finance report for details on this and much more.
Election uncertainty and reform delays could derail economic progress, says ADB.
Outlining the economic risks Sri Lanka is facing, the Asian Development Bank in its South Asian chapter's Economic Trends report said among them the most important is uncertainty associated with the upcoming elections, including any possible impact on fiscal policy and reform implementation. The ADB noted that there are signs of economic recovery in Sri Lanka and emerging growth had revived in the second half of 2023 and is expected to continue in 2024 and 2025. The report said, quote, inflation decelerated in single digits last year following a peak in 2022 and will remain below 10% in 2024 and 2025. Challenges remain and the upcoming electoral cycle must not delay the reforms required to address the recent economic crisis. Sri Lanka needs to address vulnerability to poverty to ensure inclusive growth, unquote. The ADB also warned that any delay in restructuring Sri Lanka's external debt could also impact prospects.
Sri Lanka's rupee leads emerging markets in first quarter of 2024.
The Sri Lankan rupee has distinguished itself as a top-performing currency among emerging markets in the first quarter of 2024, based on Bloomberg market data. With a spot return exceeding 7%, the Sri Lankan rupee has surpassed its counterparts, showcasing resilience and strength in the global currency landscape.
IMF's Kristalina Georgieva selected to serve second term as managing director.
The executive board of the International Monetary Fund selected Kristalina Georgieva to serve as IMF Managing Director for a second 5-year term starting on the 1st of October 2024. The board's decision was taken by consensus. Coordinator of the Executive Board, Afonso S. Bevilacqua and Abdullah F. bin Zara said, in taking this decision, the board commended Kristalina Georgieva's strong and agile leadership during her term, navigating a series of major global shocks. Georgieva has served as Managing Director since 1st of October 2019. The Managing Director is the Chief of the IMF's operating staff and Chair of the Executive Board.
Jones Gold Blend Tea for life's every moment.
Regional tensions have soared after Iran threatened reprisals over an Israeli strike on Iran's embassy in Damascus that killed 2 Iranian generals earlier this month. On tonight's edition, On the World Today, we have more on the major developments.
This edition's The World Today, US President Joe Biden said he expects Iran to attack Israel sooner than later as fears grew of Iranian retaliation over an airstrike that killed top commanders early this month. According to reports, Israel has not admitted attacking an Iranian consulate in Syria, but is widely believed to have been behind it. Now, US officials have told foreign media that a major attack on Israel could happen imminently, while Israel said it is ready to defend itself, and Biden told Iran, don't.
How imminent do you think an attack on Israel is from Iran, Mr. President?
I don't want to get into secure information, but my expectation sooner than later.
Mr. President, message to Iran in this moment?
Don't.
Are American personnel and assets at risk, Mr. President? Mr. President, are American troops at risk as well?
We are devoted to the defense of Israel. We will support Israel. We will help defend Israel, and Iran will not succeed. Thank you very much.
But Iranian sources and diplomats from the US said Tehran has signaled to Washington that it wishes to avoid escalation and will not act hastily. Iran backs Hamas, the Palestinian group fighting Israel in Gaza, as well as various proxy groups throughout the region, including some such as Hezbollah in Lebanon, that carry out strikes against the Israelis. Iran has missiles capable of hitting Israel directly, and in recent weeks Israel has bolstered its air defenses, which have intercepted thousands of rockets fired by Hamas from Gaza and by Hezbollah from Lebanon. Tens of thousands of civilians have fled their homes on both sides of the border. The Israeli military has called back reservists in preparation for any escalation along its northern border, where it exchanges fire almost daily with Hezbollah. Meanwhile, countries including India, France and Russia have warned their citizens against travel to the region already on edge over the war in Gaza, now in its 7th month. The French Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs on Friday advised its citizens against travelling to Iran, Lebanon, Israel and the Palestinian territories. In a statement on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, the ministry added that relatives of Iran-based diplomats will return to France, and French civil servants are now banned from conducting any missions in the countries and territories in question. The UK told its citizens to avoid all but essential travel to Israel and Palestine over the possibility of an attack on Israeli territory from Iran. In an update, the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office warned against all travel to northern Israel, the Gaza Strip, areas near Gaza and the occupied West Bank, excluding occupied East Jerusalem and Route 1 between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Russia strongly recommended its citizens refrain from traveling to the region, emphasizing the security risks in Israel, Lebanon and Palestine. Poland's foreign ministry also advised against travel to Israel, Palestine and Lebanon. India's statement covered Iran and Israel, calling on Indians not to go to the two countries until further notice in view of the prevailing situation in the region. The Ministry of External Affairs in New Delhi said Indian citizens who are in the two countries should observe utmost precautions about their safety and restrict their movements to the minimum. Germany meanwhile warned its citizens to leave Iran specifically, saying escalating tensions could affect exit routes. Separately, German flagship airline Lufthansa extended its suspension of flights to and from Tehran until Thursday and will not use Iranian airspace during that time. Now, shifting your attention to the capital of Australia, Sydney, 6 people have been killed and several others injured, including a child, in a mass stabbing at a busy shopping centre in Sydney. Police were called to Westfield Bondi Junction following reports of multiple people stabbed. Witnesses described scene of panic with some forced to hide in shops as the attack unfolded. Video shared on social media show shoppers running from multiple exits of the shopping centre, while police helicopters can be heard overhead. In a televised address, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said the attack was beyond words or understanding.
Thank you for joining us. For all of us tonight, the devastating scenes at Bondi Junction are beyond words or understanding. Australians will be shocked this evening. This was a horrific act of violence, indiscriminately targeted at innocent people going about an ordinary Saturday doing their shopping. Tonight, the first thoughts of all Australians are with the victims of these terrible acts and their loved ones. Our nation offers our deepest condolences and sympathies to all those who are grieving for someone they have lost, and we send our strength to those who have been injured. To any Australian affected by this tragedy, every Australian is with you.
The suspect, who police said acted alone, was shot dead at the scene by a lone officer.
In sports, it's cricket. Last night, Lucknow Super Giants beat Delhi Capitals in match number 26 of the Indian Premier League.
Hosts Lucknow Super Giants came into bat first and posted 167 for the loss of 7 wickets. Ayush Baduni scored 55 runs, not out. For Delhi Capitals, Kuldeep Yadav bagged 3 wickets. In response, Delhi Capitals managed to outdo the hosts in just 18 overs, having lost only 4 wickets. Jake Fraser McGurk posted 55 runs, while Rishabh Pant scored 41.
And with that, we wrap up news for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Do take care and good night.